Good day, welcome back to the 80s Toy Museum, talking about unfinished business today. Seems these days most of the well-known characters in TV, movies, comics, and cartoons not only have a toy, but countless different versions, different scales, different paint jobs. They even cross over into other toy lines. Some characters, like Optimus Prime and Snake Eyes, are guaranteed a new version with each new reboot. Have I seen the new version of Optimus? Yeah, it's cool, just like the last 14 versions. But how about something we haven't seen before? When I started thinking about this list a few months ago, number one with a bullet was Mandora the Evil Chaser from Thundercats.
Evil Chaser First Class Mandora, Interplanetary Control Force.
One of my favorite pop culture peace officers of all time.
Now let me see your license and registration.
And a featured character on multiple episodes of Thundercats who never got a figure, mini or full-sized, or even so much as a pencil top eraser in all these years since she was introduced on September 20th, 1985.
Catching Quick Pick isn't going to be this easy. He has a reputation as a master escape artist.
Did any character in all the 80s embody the swagger of John Wayne more than Mandora?
I doubt that.
Well, maybe Flint.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
But she was up there. Well, you could scratch Mandora off the unfinished business list thanks to Super 7.
All right.
They just announced their new Ultimates Mandora figure. And a wise man once said, when someone asks you to walk a mile with them, walk 2. And that's what Super 7 is all about. Always going the extra mile.
Lionel, look! What's that?
And she'll be able to ride many millions of miles on her electrocharger bike.
All the better.
I can't believe they're coming out with the bike right alongside Mandora 2. That's so awesome.
Should we have helmets and belts? You could fall out of that thing.
It won't be cheap,
Of course.
but it will be real. Both are up for pre-order now on Big Bad Toy Store, and I've got the links for them in the video description. So thanks to Super 7, I can drop Mandora off this list and make room for a new request. And I need to get this list out there before there's no list to do anymore, thanks to Super 7 taking care of all of this unfinished business.
All right. Enough.
Here's my top 10 wish list of characters who have never had a figure or toy made for sale to the public yet. Number 1. The Vindel Viper, G.I. Joe. Of all the Vipers I named in the recent Vintage Viper checklist, this is one I really wish they would have done.
What'd you say?
The Viper is coming. 575.
I'm guessing he won't be 575, but I'm willing to pay 4 times that for a figure of this mythic Viper from the G.I. Joe episode, The Viper is Coming. In the episode, Barbecue and the Joes get several cryptic calls from someone calling himself The Viper, who drops hints about Cobra installations all over the world.
I come on Friday. West corner.
In the end, it turns out to be one big misunderstanding, and it's just an old man who's come to wipe Barbecue's windows.
I'm the Viper. I've come to wipe your windows.
And he takes his work really seriously.
Who are you?
The Viper. I am the Viper. Goodbye.
Maybe now that Super 7 is doing 4-inch 5 POA figures and Ultimates versions of the Sunbow characters, they'll be taking care of this unfinished business for longtime Joe fans. Number 2. Rex Charger, Centurions.
The rich playboy? He might have been born wealthy, but he earned his reputation as the country's leading alternative energy scientist.
The pictures of the prototype were released, but the figure never hit shelves.
Power extreme!
Being a big fan of toys that glowed in the dark, this guy was the magnum opus of glowing gladiators. With not just a glowing figure, but glowing weapon systems too.
Energy absorption retrieval lasers activated.
This would be an absolute must-have feature of a Rex Charger figure. No glow, no dough as far as I'm concerned.
Ready magnetic imploder. You chunkers sure stick together.
With Ramen Toys doing a vintage-sized figure that bears a striking resemblance to John Thunder, the other new Centurion that never got made, it seems like just a matter of time before they give us a glowing 80s commander.
It sounds like a possible.
Number 3, Merklynn, Visionaries.
I am the ancient wizard Merklynn.
The ancient wizard, heavily inspired by Merlin from King Arthur, was the source of the magic of the Visionaries of Prismos. And he wasn't too humble about it.
Get it through your dull brain that I have no intention of cheating you.
He was kind of like Zodak from Masters of the Universe, if Zodak was a D-bag. He was completely neutral, not for the good guys or the bad guys.
Darkling lords, spectral knights, I will reward both sides for this mission.
And tried to maintain the balance of power between the two.
Trust me, this is a subject we can all agree upon.
But he suffered no fools, that's for sure. We got close in 1988 with a hologram of him as a feature in the Iron Mountain playset, but it was never released, along with the rest of Series 2 of the line. I have found a suitable stand-in though. Ogeode, I think it's pronounced. It's a Crystar figure from Remco, Crystar, who's about the same size.
Of course, it's a cheap, abridged edition.
There were 2 versions of him, and the robed version does the trick. The other version even comes with a magic orb.
It is filled with magic of every description.
Not a bad stand-in until we get an official version. Number 4, Sabre Jet, Inhumanoids.
This is Sunfighter Leader. I've got a Toon. We'll take a look.
In the final episodes of Inhumanoids, which weren't too far from the opening episodes, since the show only ran 13 episodes, the character of Sabre Jet was introduced, a pilot named Brad Armbruster. I know the ears of G.I. Joe fans just perked up. Crossover? Sort of. Brad Armbruster was the file name of the Sky Striker pilot Ace.
Time to reshuffle this deck.
The character of the same name and similar look wasn't voiced by Pat Fraley, the voice of Ace on G.I. Joe. How cool would that have been? But he was voiced by another Joe, Neil Ross, voice of Shipwreck, Dusty, and more.
Not without me.
To me, he's a full-fledged crossover character, and I'd love to see a Joe as a member of Earth Corps.
Joe!
Yeah, one of the Eco Warriors would make more sense, but Ace can fly anything.
Sabre Jet, ignite!
And it'll probably cost the honchos a lot less to replace a mech suit than a Sky Striker, taking into account Ace's casualty rate for aircraft he pilots. Number 5, He-Man's Grandpa, Masters of the Universe.
Who's this? Oh, now that is King Nero.
Who's King Nero? King Randor's father.
And my grandfather.
Here's a character who was featured on 2 different versions of a show, but still never received a toy for either version.
I knew of only one King Nero, and he was trouble. You're right.
Blood is thicker than water, and I love it when toy lines explore the family trees of the most iconic characters.
Father? Randor, my son.
We got He-Man and She-Ra's father in King Randor, several times actually.
Yes, Randor is my son.
But where's their grandpa? No, I'm not talking about AEW's Redeemer.
He is the TNT champion, Nero!
I'm talking about Randor's pappy and He-Man's grandpa, who made an appearance on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Adam? Is it really you?
Yes, grandfather. I've missed you.
Adam.
As well as She-Ra, Princess of Power.
I want you to meet King Nero, your grandfather.
My grandfather?
I never had a grandpa growing up, and since many of my other biggest heroes never had grandpas featured on their shows, like Optimus, Lion-O, Duke, or Bravestar, I especially appreciated it when I got to see both He-Man and She-Ra get a chance to hang out with their grandpa for a bit.
The fight of my children.
must always be my fight.
He received a massive costume upgrade in the 2000X He-Man series by Mike Young Productions in the episode Mekhinek's Lament.
Oh yeah? Who are you to criticize King Miro?
Appearing in flashbacks as a captain instead of a king.
Capture him!
And if you go by this continuity, since Randor and Keldor, Skeletor's previous form, are brothers, that would make him Skeletor's...
That is?
Neither incarnation has ever appeared in so much as a Funko Pop.
There's little chance of that.
By the power of Skeletor's Papa, give us He-Man and She-Ra's grandfather.
Take care, and remember, I love you all.
Well, he's quite a man, isn't he, Father?
Yes, Adam. That's what your grandfather is. Quite a man.
Number 6. The Shark from M.A.S.K. Got a problem underwater?
Gloria Baker, champion race driver, black belt in Kung Fu. Vehicle code name, Shark.
Unfortunately, this was one vehicle the computer could not select for this mission.
There's got to be something we missed.
Gloria Baker's Shark was one of the OG M.A.S.K vehicles on the show, but never got a toy version.
Gloria, check out that hangar.
I'm on my way.
Gloria did show up in a different color scheme from the show a few years later, driving the gorgeous Lamborghini, the Stiletto. But the Poisson Porsche has never been widely available to masked crusaders working overtime fighting crime in the tub. Rum and Toy might be taking care of this aquatic unfinished business soon too, though.
Wow! Out of sight, Dennis, out of aim.
Number 7, Clarence Boddicker, Robocop.
This should be fun.
Have you seen the 12th and final episode of the Robocop animated series? It's an absolute blast.
Ah, kiss up!
Eric and I did a commentary on it a few months ago, and it was amazing. The Ultra Police shaking down people for information was hilarious.
Are you crazy? What are you doing?
I would like the location of Clarence Boddicker.
But without a doubt, Clarence Boddicker steals the show.
I bet you don't think I'm a very nice person.
His one lone animated appearance on the show, he somehow maintains that manic charm from the movie without the extreme violence.
Say bye-bye.
Much like the movies, I can't think of a toy that's a more worthy adversary for a Robocop figure than Clarence Boddicker, the Joker to Murphy's Batman.
Murphy, don't! Murphy, you are a cop! No matter what he's done to you, don't let him make you a murderer!
We got so close with Super 7's Robocop reaction figures, but they only made Emil, the Melty Man. If they ever do make a Clarence Boddicker figure, one thing's for sure.
Fun's over.
Number 8, Shaman, Brave Star.
Shaman!
I dig figures that are more about the power and wisdom they possess than the action feature that they display.
Mere toys.
Shaman's like the Sorceress of Grayskull, Alpha Trion, or Colonel Troutman, a calming presence.
Searching for the answers will teach you even more than finding them.
Someone who's been through the mill and come out not limping, but standing tall with an aura of grace and indomitable faith.
The evil has been conquered. Good has triumphed at last.
Brave Star is an ultimate hero of mine. Shaman taught him everything he knows.
So I did. It means it's not fair to judge somebody until you go through the same things as he does.
The peaceful, watchful eye over New Texas, content to sit and meditate on the wonders of life.
You cannot judge by outward appearances what's in another's heart.
But ready to fight against the evil attacks of Tex, Hex, and Stampede at a moment's notice.
Across space and time, the moment has come, evil one.
As much as I love my Brave Star collection, and as much as I'm not a completist, this is one figure that's sorely missing, because he's meant to stand above them all, still waiting, patiently, thanks, in part, to the teachings of Shaman.
Then go in peace, my son.
Number 9, Colonel Sharpe, G.I. Joe.
Yahoo! What the devil are you so happy about?
G.I. Joe had a revolving door of honchos in the 80s and 90s, so how about one more?
Well, Don't just sit around explaining it to me. Get on it, man!
Since Hawk was the general on the battlefield, it's nice to have a suit at the base calling in favors to help the real American heroes fight for freedom.
Radio Colonel Sharpe. I want the Pentagon in on this now.
We're already in on it, Flint.
A massive itch was scratched in 2004 with the General Flag figure. The real General Flag from the Marvel Comics. The one who assembled the Joe team. But he never appeared on the Sunbow series. Well, not in that form.
Am I right, General?
Affirmative, Duke.
His equivalent, though, was Colonel Sharpe, who appeared in several episodes and was Duke's superior before Hawk got promoted to General, and finally appeared on the show.
Calling Joe, Unit Alpha.
We read you, Colonel Sharpe.
The Joe fans who prefer the comic continuity got their figure. How about a Colonel Sharpe figure for G.I. Joe headquarters for the fans who prefer the cartoon?
Bad chance.
A straight-up repaint of Flag in tan with gray hair and baby blue sunglasses could even work. What do you say, Hasbro Pulse team?
Return to base. I'll take it from here.
Number 10, Monka Spanka, Transformers.
And the winner was Monka Spanka from the Argonon cluster.
Way to go, Monka! Way to go!
Just kidding. I saved the biggest for last, and nothing is bigger than this guy. Number 10, Halonix Maximus, Transformers. So a lot of Transformers fans are probably thinking, who's Halonix Maximus? Well, he didn't get that name until years later, in the Wings universe, the comic series that takes place in a universe very similar to the G1 cartoon. In the episode Heavy Metal War, when Devastator is about to squash the Autobots, the Decepticons flee at the sight of this behemoth that towers over Devastator.
Nothing defeats the Devastator! Nothing! Nothing, little one!
He's just a hologram of hounds in that episode.
Computer-generated images. Holograms.
But he's voiced by Peter Cullen, giving him a deep, commanding voice. How big is this guy? Judging by the size that Hound is behind him, I'd put him at about Metroplex size. You can never have too many Transformers Titans, and this one is really the first city-sized Transformer, even if he was just an illusion. We recently got the Ark and the Last Autobot all in one. How about checking this one off the list of Autobot Colossi? That's my dream list of characters who have never been produced in plastic.
I see.
Now's your turn. Who's the one character from your childhood that you'd like to see finally made? Thanks for watching, and may all your dreams become reality.
Fun's over.
Nerdmas Day.
Dismissed!